This is pod racing.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cantina Social Hour Thursday night. It is great to be here. It is great to see you guys. How is it going? Happy Thursday. Happy almost end of the week. I am stoked because it is time for my favorite part of the week, Cantina Social Hour, and I get to hang out with you guys here in the Cantina, and we get to have some pretty good toy conversation tonight. So welcome to the show. I'm Victoria, Victoria's Cantina, and you are here for Cantina Social Hour, our weekly live stream discussing the latest in toy news with an emphasis on Star Wars collectibles. And that's going to be our focus tonight. So there's a bit of announcements in terms of what's going on with the HasLab. So we're going to check in on that, see how that's doing. Has it progressed since last time? We'll see where things are at. We'll look at updates on the HasLab, and then we will be talking about the centerpiece of our show, of course, which is the 10 most needed figures for the new Hasbro Star Wars TVC Battle of Geonosis initiative that is going to be the highlight of 2026. And then, of course, round 2 of the Hot Toys unboxing bonanza. So I have, I believe, 3 figures to highlight that have been unboxed since I was last on. So that said, I know there's a lot of streams going on tonight, it seems like. I know there's a big HasLab Republic Gunship stream that's going on as well. But we're going to keep chugging along here. So let's see. Other than that, we will be on next week, same time. And I will tell you a little bit more about that. And I'll announce who the guest is at the very end of this show. And I'll tell you about what we're going to talk about at that point. That said, let's go ahead and take a look here. And I actually have a little gift to you guys. So let me see who's in the chat first. And then it's not a gift from me, but you'll see who it's from in just a minute. It'll make all the sense in the world in just a minute. So firstly, our soda fountain bartender, if that's the thing, Dodgson is here with us. And Dodgson says, it's Cantina time. I totally agree. Dodgson has left us left you guys a little gift that we're going to take a look at in just a little bit here. We got our moderator, Adam, with us. How's it going, Adam? Adam says, greetings all around the Cantina perimeter. I will create. Nice. Thank you for moderating, Adam. We really appreciate you keeping us safe. Let's see who else is in the chat this far. We got Milky Way Skywalker. What's up, Milky Way? Good to see you, as always. Britt is with us. Hello, Britt. How are you? We have, let's see, Jason is with us. What's up, Jason? Good to see you. Says hi, all. 17.2 Nate is with us. How's it going, Nate? Good to see you. We have Allison with us. Allison says, time to hide from life and hear toy talk. I totally agree. That's what I'm doing. That's what you guys are doing. We're going to do it. Paul's with us. Hello, Paul. Good to see you as always. William is with us. Good to see you, William. Says, back the lat. In Star Wars, I'm only a TVC collector, but I've been watching a few Black Series streams. Blitz Transmissions and MNF, and shout out to them for really pushing the lab. That's what we like to see, right? Community effort, whether or not you're going to back it, just kind of coming together around something that's going to be good for the health of the overall Star Wars toy line and toy brand. So thank you for doing that. We got Andrew with us. Hello. Thank you for the like and subscribe. Appreciate that. We got Charlie with us. What's up, Charlie? Good to see you as always. TJ is with us. Hello. Hero Collections is with us. Says get the gunship. So we're off to a good little start here. All right. So I mentioned that there is a nice little thing that our soda fountain bartender. Again, if that's a thing, I don't know if that's like the actual term. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dodgson, on that one. But as you guys know, when we're going through new acquisitions at the very end of the show, brand new things that we've added to our collections that we show and tell. Dodgson is a very avid swap meet adventurer, I guess we can say. And he put together a little film showcasing a typical day at the swap meet and what that's like. So we're going to go ahead and show that. Dodgson, thank you so much for sending this in. And all right, I think this little short is called The Swap. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Awesome. Love it. Thank you so much, Dodgson, for sending over the swap for us to take a look at. Great job. That was fantastic. And it's great getting a peek into what your routine is like on your weekly toy hunts at the swap meet. So thank you so much for doing that. And thank you for being the soda fountain bartender. I guess that's the official title now. It's going to have to be. All right. Cool. David, what's up? Good to see you. All right. Well, we are going to, thank you, Hero Collections, get the gunship. We are going to go ahead and get this show on the road. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. Thank you, Nate. G.I. Joe HasLab. Tiers funded all tiers. 14,000. Awesome. Let's hope that happens for our beloved LAAT/I. All right, let's do it. So returning to Cantina Social Hour for, I don't know, third, fourth time. We have our pal, Emma Jade, in the back. Emma Jade, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. It's great to see you.
Good to see you too. Glad to be back.
Yeah. I like how we're vibing the black and white.
I was going to say, we didn't even plan this. So
Nope. Although it's pretty much... Those are pretty much the only colors I wear, so the chances of it happening were probably a little bit high.
Yeah,
so
I'm the same there.
Nice. Cool. Well, it's great to see you, and I'm really excited about our topic tonight. Our main topic that we'll get to towards the end, which is the Battle of Geonosis, this big brand new initiative that Hasbro announced at San Diego Comic-Con for 2026. And we have a top 10 list that you and I put together. And figures that are absolutely needed for Battle Geonosis. So I'm really excited to discuss that.
Yes. There's a lot of really great figures. And I mean, there's already been some fantastic figures for that specific scene. So I'm excited to see how to, enhance it further.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into our first topic here, and that is Hot Toys announcements. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up their Instagram page so we can take a gander into there's only 2 items, I believe. So let's take a peek here and see what they've got. So we talked about this Joker last week, which from the Killing Joke, which was, pretty cool. They're continuing the DC thing with Batman Arkham Knight, which of course is the video game from, I think it was like PS4 a while back. So this is Nightwing as he appears in that game. It's interesting that they're still like focusing on this game because this game's already so far away. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about it other than it's cool. It looks cool. It's Nightwing. Yeah, so Sideshow exclusive, so I think you can only get it through Sideshow. He's got the grapnel gun. And there's I think these are previous releases, so Batman and Batgirl from the same game. So yeah, I think if you had the others and you were putting all these together, like it would make it for a really impressive shelf display. I don't personally have any of these, so I wouldn't just buy Nightwing by himself. But he's cool to look at. I like the accessories. The outfit too, like there's almost like a sort of iridescent quality to some of the
really cool.
I love that. Like iridescent's really cool to me. Like
I feel like the metallic paint that Hot Toys, whatever they use, always looks so fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. Like the blue purple sort of thing. Yeah, and I think he is up for pre-order on Sideshow's site already. Everything you come with is right here. That he comes with, is right here. So you get the different styles of eskrima sticks display with attachable lightning effects, grapnel gun, several hands, display base. Pretty par for the course, I would say, as far as Hot Toys go. We also got some blogger pics of this guy right here, Arc Trooper Echo. Which was put on pre-order some time ago. I think probably at this point it was like sometime almost a year ago.
I was going to say.
But yeah, he looks cool. They've made a lot of 501st troopers, so if you're building up your 501st army, then it might be a cool one to have. Portrait looks awesome. Detailing looks great. The battle, like the wear and tear on the armor, I think, like in particular, looks really, really nice. Yeah, just an example here of how you can display him helmet off, helmet on with some of the other troopers. Pretty cool photos, actually. Yeah. Whoever the blogger people that did these, it actually looks pretty cool. Because they can be hit and miss. Yeah, looks really nice. They've done, like I said, several 501st, but this one is definitely, if you're buying all the 501st, then I think it might be kind of hard to skip something like that. But yeah, awesome. There he is. Who is that? Is that Echo? Yeah, that's Echo. Bad Batch Echo. Very dramatic. I don't know what he's carrying. Binoculars, maybe?
Is that like a tablet?
His iPad? Yeah.
Yeah, his iPad.
Because why not? Yeah. As far as Star Wars goes, that's it. But there's also a tease here. I was actually really excited to see this one. This is going to be an instant pre-order when it goes up. So here's the Wednesday figure. We're not seeing the whole thing. They're kind of obscuring part of her face. I'm sure it's going to be pretty good. When season 1 came out, I was like, gosh, if only Hot Toys would do a figure. But now they're actually doing a figure, so I'm really stoked to see what the final product's going to be like. So hopefully they don't keep us waiting too long. This was 2 days ago. So hopefully we get to see it pretty soon. And I think that's all for Hot Toys. So we'll jump into my little unboxing bonanza. All right. So last week I showcased a few figures. If I can point them out. Oops, wrong hand. Right here. It was the Ahsoka figure. So we looked at Ahsoka the White. We looked at Sabine Wren. We looked at Hera. We talked about Balin Skull. And then we talked about Shin Hati, who I received. And she was kind of like, the QC wasn't that great. So I'm trying to get her exchanged. So I don't have photos yet of her. I'm going to wait till I get like the replacement and then do photos of her. But we saw all those last week, and it was a lot because they shipped everything at once. I don't know why they do this. It is nuts. Thank goodness they have payment plans, because
right.
I don't know, like, yeah, I would not survive any other way. Anyway, so I have 3 fresh ones here to look at. So we're going to go ahead and see them. So let me go ahead and let's go ahead and pull this up. I have a lot of like images like hidden in the back, so I hope I don't pull up the wrong ones. But okay, I think this is it here. Because I don't want to show anything too early.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's the first one. So this is Han Solo from Return of the Jedi. A very, very recent figure. And my first Harrison Ford. No, I'm lying, because I just showed Indiana Jones last week too. My very first Harrison Ford Han Solo is what I was gonna say, because I have like the Solo Star Wars story Han Solo as well, but I didn't have a Harrison Ford Han Solo because they did a couple from A New Hope like 10 years ago now.
Oh,
and
God.
yeah, I know. I never got around to getting those, so it was it was kind of like I got into buying these like right around that time, but it was just like a few here, and like one started with one, of course. But yeah, so anyway, this is their Han Solo from Return of the Jedi. I know a lot of people online were kind of saying like this looks kind of strange, like it doesn't look like Harrison Ford, but I mean, one of the things that tends to happen with Hot Toys is that when you get them in person, oftentimes they actually look a lot better than they do in photos. I would say this one is no exception. Like, I mean, it looks just like Harrison Ford. Like when you get it in hands and you're holding him and you're moving him around, like, I mean, he looks really good. I'm very, very, very satisfied with how this one turned out.
Yeah, especially his 1983 Harrison Ford. Yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah. They did a really good job with him, and he's got the posable eyes. So I mean, that's really important for the I think like a character like this, especially because you can give him he's got swagger, he's got attitude. You can sort of create your own moment with him. Wait, that sounded kind of weird. But you can kind of like replicate a moment from the film on your shelf. So yeah, he looks awesome. Just a couple other things to highlight here. I mean, just the overall tailoring and the physique. I think they did a really nice job with. Of course, he's got like the brown pants. The boots are a little annoying, only because these are the same boots that they've been doing on Hot Toys for a while, and we know they're made of pleather and they're not the most durable. So that could potentially be a long-term concern. I haven't personally had any issues with like flaking. I know some people with these kind of figures have that issue when they have pleather parts. I haven't had that before, except for one figure actually, but it wasn't anything like it was a really old one. But yeah, I mean, the pants look good, the belt, the holster. One little nitpick I will make is this right here. So the holster, you can put the gun in there, but it's a very tight fit. Like it took me a while, and I started going and looking at videos to say, hey, am I doing this right? I didn't pull out the manual, which I don't always do. I don't always pull out the instruction manual. I probably should. I don't, because oftentimes I'm just in a hurry to do things. But yeah, it was a really tight fit, and I was a little worried that I was going to tear it, because again, it's like it feels like just like really thin pleather.
Yeah, I remember the A New Hope one was the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty similar construction, like on a lot of these figures that have this kind of a thing. So, hopefully no issues long term. But yeah, it was a little scary putting the holster in there. But yeah, I think he's going to be a great addition because I mean I already had the Endor Luke, I had the Endor Leia, R2 and C-3PO and Wicket. So just having him kind of finalizes, I mean, Chewbacca, I guess, but for all intents and purposes, kind of finalizes the crew. Just a couple other quick images here. Yeah, I feel like from all angles, like this one, they did a really nice job with.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, he is
He
pretty
got
stellar.
the chin scar and everything.
Yeah, and then here's the group photo.
Oh, that looks fantastic.
Yeah, that's all of them together. I had a stormtrooper in there. I took him out, but yeah, Scout Trooper I may pull out as well. I actually have the speeder bike for that one. I've just never displayed it, so I may find a way to get that like on the very top of the detox and maybe put him on there. But yeah, I'm pretty content. So the scene feels complete at least, right? So that's always a very exciting thing because it doesn't matter if it's like Hasbro or who it is that's making stuff, like until you can complete a scene, until you can complete a crew, like it never feels quite finished. So I feel like unless they do a Chewbacca, of course, which I would want to add in here as well, but unless they do that, I feel like this one's I'm pretty content with it. Let's see here. Allison's asking, how's your humidity up here in the Great Lakes region? It can get on the drier side. I mean, in SoCal, it's usually fairly dry, but we do have like humid days, like during the summer. Like right now, it's a little bit humid, but it's not like Gulf Coast humid. It's not like that or anything. So it's pretty moderate, I would say overall. So not really something I've had to deal with before. Hello, Andrew. How's it going? Okay. So we'll move on to the next figure. Let's see. Who are we going to go with? So that's one. I said there was 3. Okay. We'll go with Ahsoka Tano. So this one right here, I mean, I know I said last week, like I've been very impressed with the entire Ahsoka lineup. And when I got this one, I mean, I was looking forward to her, but I was more excited for Hera. I was more excited for Sabine, like those ones. But I should have been the most excited for this younger version of Ahsoka because she is absolutely incredible. Like she is so, obviously the likeness is incredible, the detail, the tailoring, all that, but this figure is very posable. Like her pants are very stretchy, so you can get her into some pretty dynamic poses for a Hot Toys figure. And then of course her arms are unrestricted.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So, yeah, so she's very, very posable and just very, very prominent when you see her on the shelf. Like, I mean, they really like, yeah. They
love
really
the texture too.
Yeah. I probably was futzing with this one for like an hour just because I was just so like enamored with how well it turned out. Yeah, she's just pretty spectacular. Like I'm very, very, very thoroughly pleased with and surprised because again, I should have been the most excited for this one because this one's probably the best one overall. And I know some folks are skipping her because they have Ahsoka the White or they have the first Ahsoka. I mean, this one is really, really spectacular. Like honestly, it's a really fantastic piece. And I don't even think you need it in person to really appreciate it as such, but I'm just very, very enamored with this figure. So just hats off to Hot Toys for really nailing this one. Let's see, a couple more. Different angle. So I tried to get her into like a Clone Wars-esque sort of moment. I kind of tweaked the eyes a little bit, so she's kind of staring at an opponent, possibly. And I know I said last week that I said, even though I have this figure, even though I have Captain Rex, the new one, I'm going to wait for Anakin to put her on the shelf. That way I can get all three of them on at once. Because, anytime you put something in the shelf, you have to knock somebody out of the shelf, right? So, it's never fun. But, I mean, I couldn't wait. She was just so good that I had to get her in right away. There was no waiting. Like, I had to get her in right away. And that takes me to Captain Rex, who's her shelf mate right now. I really like this Captain Rex. They did Captain Rex a few years back, and it was based on his Phase 2 armor. And it was a really nice figure. It had the swappable head, so it had the unmasked head. This one doesn't have that, unfortunately, but it was a nice figure. A lot of people seem to dislike the fact that it had kind of like a green tone to his armor, which was a little odd, but it was still a really nice figure. But, this one is based specifically off of the brief moments we see him in Ahsoka. And I think they did a really, really nice job with him. Again, I feel like it's made up of parts that comprise the original release, but they made a few tweaks to him. Helmet looks really nice. He doesn't have that green like tint to him this time. He looks great. The shades of like the blue are good. What I really like about this one though is that they did give him the interchangeable armor, so you could do him as a Phase 1 Captain Rex as well.
Oh.
This is kind of a weird pose, but I was actually trying to recreate, like when Clone Wars came out in 2008, like part of the publicity images were like Captain Rex doing this exact kind of weird thing with his guns. So I was trying to get that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I like better on him, the Phase 1 or the Phase 2 armor, but since I have Ahsoka in there, like it just makes sense to have him with Phase 1 armor. But yeah, he's really good as well. And so basically what you do is you pop the head off, and then the torso armor, it kind of unclips, it separates at the bottom, and then it has like the pauldron attached to it. You just pull that off, and then you swap the one.
Yeah, I was wondering like how many parts they had separately. That's really cool.
Yeah, and then it also has you also change out the forearm armor, and you change out the lower leg armor too. Not hard to do. It's just you got to take off the hands, you got to take off his feet in order to slip the other parts on. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't come with a lot of stuff other than that, but I mean, that's already quite a bit, I suppose. I think he had a grenade. He had some other hands as well. And then there's just a look at the two of them.
That looks great
together. I'm not 100% content with. I love the pose I got Ahsoka in, but I'm not really that happy with Rex's pose at this time. It works for now, but I don't know. Just at that angle, it looks a little weird, a little stiff. So I'm probably gonna keep working on it. But yeah, once the Anakin comes in, he'll be going in here as well. The smirking Anakin. Did you see that Anakin they made? That he's kind of
that looks great. I mean, like all of the, especially the prequel and some of the new Disney era characters that Hot Toys have done, like all of the likenesses have been complete knocks out of the park.
Yeah. Yeah, so they did a really good job with these, and I think as far as the Ahsoka line goes, other than Anakin, I think that's pretty much it for me. Like I didn't buy everything. I didn't do like the what's his name, Marok, the Inquisitor dude. I had the troopers, like the zombie death trooper and the zombie stormtrooper and Captain Enoch, but I ended up selling those. It was just like that's just too much. I can't display everything, so I sold those. I do have Thrawn. I don't know where Thrawn's gonna go, to be honest. I don't know where he's gonna go. He may not even go back in the shelf. He is a really good looking figure. It's just like I don't really have anywhere to put him. So sorry, Mr. Thrawn. I'm not the biggest Thrawn person anyway, actually. I know there's a lot of people that are like really, really big on Thrawn, but I'm not like terribly huge on Thrawn, but
Same.
that's just me.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So yeah, I guess that is that'll do it for the Hot Toys stuff. Yeah, so it was a pretty productive weekend of getting them set up, and that's kind of the big thing for me is that, you know, I procrastinate and I have so many other things going on that by the time I can sit down and like unbox several of them at once, it's
a lot.
It's hard to find that time. Yeah. And yeah, it is a lot of work because it's not like opening like a TVC figure, right? Like it's a process to open one of these. But you know that because you have some nice looking figures behind you.
Oh yeah. Thanks. Oh, I know, like Chewbacca. I have Chewbacca back there, and that's one that took forever to. I, you know, futzed it into a pose I liked, and it's been that way. But I had to like hit him with water to get his hair to look right. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, those look cool. Hey Steven, how's it going? All right. Well, I mean, I almost feel like I need to do a part 3 of this Hot Toys unboxing thing. I'm not gonna be able to get to any this weekend, but I know I talked about it last week. Everything is just coming in at once. So there's still Commander Cody. There's the Airborne Trooper. And there is I got like a Batman figure that I haven't unboxed yet. So a few things. So maybe we'll do a part 3 at some point. Anyway, I'm going to do a little gander into the chat and see what folks are saying. We're going to need a bigger shelf. Yeah, I mean, I don't have room for any more shelves. I'm shelved out. Honestly, I am shelved out. Like there's absolutely no more room for more shelves. So that's what I mean. It's like I say it sometimes. It's like a museum or an art exhibit, right? Like they have to periodically change the exhibit, get other things on display, put other things into storage, and then bring them back out, you know, at a later time. It's the same thing with this stuff, right? Obviously get bigger shelves. No. I'm shelved out. I've begun the shelf wars have. Yes. Who's going to get kicked out? I don't know. Are you going to display Han with the coat? Good point. I forgot to mention that Han Solo does come with his Endor trench coat. I do not have it on him. I did not put it on him because the others are not wearing their Endor coats. Like Leia doesn't have her coat. Luke doesn't have his coat on. Probably at some point I'll put him back on, but it's easier like to just not put the coat on since they don't have the coat than to put the coat on him and have to go back into storage and get those boxes and then find the coats and all that. So that was the rationale there. Thank you, Dodgson. Thank you, Mary. Good to see you, Mary. Is Wicket the only Ewok? Hey, Chad, how's it going? Yes, Wicket is the only Ewok that they've made. He's not a wonderful figure. I mean, he's kind of a little too clean and a little too perfect. But if they made more, I would be interested. I mean, like if they did others like Logray or Chief Chirpa or whomever, like I would totally be interested. Oh, good point. Britt just need a General Lando. Good point. I mean, he wasn't part of the strike team, but you could do like an end of the movie celebration, put him in there, right? But then would you need Nine Nunb and
Akbar?
Yeah, Akbar, spirit figures of Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Yoda. I mean, I wonder if they'll ever do the spirit figures.
I would love to see how they would tackle it. Hot Toys would tackle it. I don't know how they do it. It could be interesting.
Yeah, that could be cool. That could be cool. But then it's like, well, shoot, would they sell them together? Would you have to buy them separately? If you bought one, you kind of need all three. So then you get into that territory. So it's like, okay, maybe it's a good thing they're not making them quite yet. We'll wait for the technology to get even better. Tebow would be amazing. Yeah, I would do Tebow. I would get him if I made him. So just a note. So Ahsoka and Rex went in there and they kicked out Indy, which I felt bad because Indy just came in last week and he's awesome. So Indy is this is stupid, but Indy is right now with Spider-Man and Loki. It makes no sense. It makes no sense, but I could not put any of those into storage because those are like 3 of my favorites. So they are, yeah, crossing multiverse universes, something or other. All right. Well, shall we check in on the gunship? All right, let's see what's going on with the gunship. We're going to jump over to HasLab Pulse and see what's up. All right, so there's what was being mentioned earlier. There's 2 hours left in the HasLab G.I. Joe. Snowcat, 3 of 3 tiers unlocked.
Awesome.
Let's take a quick look at this because I'm not honestly haven't really been following this one.
I really don't either.
So this is 6-inch scale, right? This is the classified series. $324.99. You get, what do you get? I guess you get all this. You get the vehicle. You get a 6-inch figure. You get a bunch of things. I mean, artillery stuff, I guess.
I know it comes with like a mug or something. Like there's like a cooler in it. That was the one thing I saw. And I was like, oh, that's
cool. Yeah. Somebody mentioned that. It looks like he has like skis. He wears skis. And then the tiers were the first one was an action figure. It says Lady Jane Arctic Gear. Tier 2, a battle station, and then tier 3, Flint and Arctic Gear. So another figure. I don't know. I really don't know too much at all about G.I. Joe. Like the only thing I have is the Sky Striker because it was just really cool. But I don't have any of the classified. Like I've never gone down that route into these, and even like the old stuff. I never really, like when I was a kid. Like there were mutant turtles. There were these guys that would like hunt ghosts. Right? There was Batman. It's like I would see these on the shelf, and it's like okay, it's just like soldier dudes with guns. Like it just didn't pique my interest in any way.
Yeah, I feel like in our era too was a lot of the like neon G.I. Joes. I remember there were a lot of, everybody was a ninja. Yeah.
just like the neon Batman stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right. So so I just never had any personal interest in that. But in any case, I am happy to see that G.I. Joe collectors have gotten this funded with all tiers unlocked, because we know that's a very good feeling when your HasLab that you're backing gets all of its tiers unlocked. As was the case with some of them. Cantina, I'm still disappointed that we didn't get our Leo shoes.
I know.
I mean, I think we might maybe at some point hopefully get him, but it's just too bad. I hope so. It's just too bad that we didn't like just unlock him the first time. That way it was like just done and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh well. Can't win them all. All right. Enough G.I. Joe. Let's this is what we're really after right here. The Republic gunship. 3,329 backers out of 8,000. So that's obviously less than half. And 8,000 is the minimum just for it to get made. Obviously doesn't include the tiers. Now this is more expensive than the G.I. Joe. I do need to reiterate, of course, that licensing fees apply to this that do not apply to the G.I. Joe, which is part of it. I have seen some estimates from folks that I've communicated with saying that the price of this is equivalent to the Razor Crest with inflation. So not too unsurprising in terms of what the price. I mean, it's a little pricey, yes, but I mean, it is a HasLab, right? And you got to account for that inflation, that economic uncertainty, and all that crap. So I get it. But I guess before we talk about like the chances that this may or may not have and what those implications could be if it doesn't fund, Emma, what are your thoughts about the
So I will admit, when it was first announced, I did kind of scratch my head a little bit. I was a little, surprised. It wasn't something I expected. And I think also because the last couple vintage collection HasLabs have been something new that we hadn't received. But for me, what really sold it was seeing it on display, seeing the side-by-sides, and seeing how much of an improvement it is. I mean, look at the Legacy Collection Falcon, compared to that original Falcon. And this is something similar where, seeing them next to each other and seeing this, looking at the old one, there's parts that I forgot, like, oh yeah, that was kind of empty, that interior, or like the little seat cannons, how small or overskilled they looked next to it. So I think it's a really beautiful piece. I think there's a lot of great detail in it. I love the stretch goal tiers. All three of the Jedi, I think, look fantastic. Honestly, I think that was the first thing that excited me the most. So yeah, I think it's a great vehicle. I'm surprised it's not a little higher, because I do feel like there's so many fans of the prequels, and I feel like it's a very iconic vehicle from not only the prequels but also Clone Wars, that I think it has a lot of potential. But yeah. I'm not sure if it's price or other things, or people are just a little gun shy on jumping on the gunship. But I think it's a great product.
Yeah, it's a complex one. It's not, like you said, initially it's like, okay, I have a gunship, right? It's not like the sail barge, which to me that is that's like the best.
Holy grail! I never expected it to happen. Yeah,
it's incredible. Like that is absolutely like a centerpiece for a collection. Like it is just a miraculous piece of action figure collectible Star Wars history that it exists. It's
looking
amazing.
at it right now.
Yeah, me too. I'm like eyeing it up there on the shelf. That's my favorite one thus far. The Razor Crest did something different, because that went after it capitalized on a moment in time in which the Mandalorian was like the biggest thing at that point in time, and it worked. It was a tremendous success, right? Like 27,000 backers, I think.
Oh yeah.
And the two tiers were unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a great piece as well. I don't like it as much as I do the sail barge, but that's just like personal preference.
Yeah.
It's still a great piece. It's got a lot, like really nice paint detail on it. And, it's lots of playability. And then we move from there on to the Ghost. The Ghost is also, for a lot of people, that was kind of like a dream project, because the thing with the Ghost and with Rebels is that Hasbro really starved Rebels fans of product, like for years, for almost a decade, right? There wasn't anything. There wasn't any figures in TVC. There weren't any vehicles. I mean, there was 5 POA stuff back in like 2014, 2015. But there wasn't any meaningful like TVC product. Black Series, sure. Black Series got, all that stuff. But TVC didn't. So I think one of the things that the Ghost had that worked to its advantage is that it came at a time where it kind of introduced those figures into the action figure lineup. And I think that's part of the reason that it was the success that it was, is that, it was able to do that. When you get to the Cantina, that's one of those things that, you know, it was different from all the other HasLabs, but for me personally, that was like a dream project because like the Cantina is like totally my favorite. Like in all of Star Wars, my favorite thing is the Cantina. And you know, like I said, we didn't get our Leo shoes, but the other stretch goals did unlock. And it is a really big, you know, sizable diorama piece that's going to suck up existing figures.
Yeah.
The gunship is it's a different kind of thing. I know I talked about this at length previously, but my previous preference was that HasLabs were brand new things that have never been made. And I think at the end of the day, that's probably the overall best approach. But I was sitting there in the room when they announced the HasLab the Ghost. I was sitting there in the room when they announced the gunship. The Ghost really had like a much bigger response. And again, I think it's for the reasons that I outlined. Like there was just nothing in TVC. It was like a brand new thing. The gunship, it wasn't until it was exciting when they showed the images. It was like, okay, cool, prequels, finally. But it wasn't until I got down into the onto the showroom floor and they brought out the actual model of the gunship that I thought that I was like blown away by how big it actually was. It's just a really impressive piece, and it's really hard to convey that when we already have something that's already fairly big in our collections. I don't think there's any real way to demonstrate that other than, like you're saying, like comparison photos do that pretty well. But like the scale of it is just a really big piece. And I know that there's pros and cons to that, right? Like big items are harder to display because they take up more space. But at the same time, if you're going to remake anything from the prequels, like I feel like it has to be, that would have to be the one, right? Like it'd have to be the gunship.
I know some people have said like Padme's ship from episode 2, and gorgeous ship, great design, but it doesn't have a lot of playability. It doesn't have I mean, you have what? R2, C3PO, Padme, and Anakin. There's really no one else who interacts with it. So even with that, it's just kind of, like I really can't think of anything else from the prequels that would really stand out to me.
Right. And there's great stuff. The designs in the prequels are amazing. Like all the clone stuff, right? Like the ATTE, the turbo tank, like those are really cool things. But I mean, the gunship is definitely, I think, the most iconic representation of the prequels in terms of vehicles. Just as far as how often we see it, right? In Attack of the Clones, like it makes its grand entrance for the first time, and you see them in action. The Clone Wars, you see it over and over and over. And then, of course, you see it in Revenge of the Sith once again. And it even makes appearances in the Bad Batch. I think in the Bad Batch, it was actually like black and white, which would be like a version that I'd love to have. But like it had to be the iconic, like original paint scheme version if they were gonna bring it out. But yeah, it is a weird one because, like I said, it's hard to like convey how detailed and how realistic and how impressive it is. It's not a toy. It's definitely a model. It's got all the play features that you could want that the original had, but it does them like at a modern day level, right? Because when was that old one? That was 2002.
I believe, yeah.
So that was 23 years ago.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah. So if Anakin was born when the original gunship was released, he would already be Darth Vader by now.
Oh my gosh.
That's how old the original gunship is. So yeah, we this new one is really, really cool. And I hope the best for it, but I gotta say, Emma, like to be honest, I don't know that these stretch goals were these tiers are necessarily generating the most.
Okay, no, they aren't. I will admit I am guilty of I love me and not that I would call these guys the most obscure, but more obscure characters. So yeah, but I do think maybe a very unique like clone captain or something, or even I don't know. There probably could have been something else thrown in there that might have excited a few more people. But
Yeah, I mean, Jedi are great, clones are great. I mean, I think you need to have the clones in here, like the
oh,
pilots. Like you
mhm.
need those. Like they have to be included with this. But when we think about HasLabs of the past, like which had the most compelling offerings, right? And most compelling tiers, they were the ones where, the figures had never been made.
All three
I
of
know
those.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the sail barge had yak face on new packaging, which wasn't
Mhm.
really like, not a new figure.
Yeah.
Even though that
And
may
there
have
was
been his original.
things with the barge too, like the whole yeah.
Yeah, they did like other things with it. Razor Crest, I mean Grogu and the Jawa Elder. I mean, nothing spectacular there. But then when you get to the Ghost, like
Oh yeah.
again, they had never really made Rebels figures, so like those, I think that's part of what drove the
Oh,
success of
that's
the Ghost
absolutely.
was that
Mhm.
those figures had never been done before, and they were highly demanded by a pretty good segment of collectors. But then I look, and then of course, not to leave out the Cantina, right? Wooher and the Tonica sisters. Like, I
Oh
mean, that's just like a dream. But
yeah.
then
Mhm.
you get to this, and it's like, okay, they've been doing a lot of clones. The clone pilots are nice. They look great. They're better than any clone pilots they've ever made, sure. But they're clone pilots, right? They're not the most compelling characters. And then the Jedi. Okay, we've had all three of these Jedi before.
Mhm.
We've had Aegon Kolar. We've had Stacey Tin. We've had Coleman Trevor. And they're out of date. Sure, they need updating. But I can't help but think, like, what if the tiers were other, like, more obscure, like Jedi that have never been done,
Mhm.
or even not even all like different characters altogether that have never been explored, like separatist characters or some sort of Geonosian characters, or just something that fits the theme of Geonosis, but it offers something like just like something that would never get done in the main line. I feel like Jedi, like they could potentially be done in the main line because they have been done before, but
Yeah.
I mean, some stuff would never be done in the main line when you're thinking about like separatists and some of those other like type of characters.
Yeah. I agree. And it is hard because I do feel like I'm trying to think of what Jedi from that scene haven't been done. And I feel like, and maybe anyone in the comments might have a better perspective, but I feel like that scene was pretty well covered at the era. I don't know if you remember the Target had like 2 packs where it'd be like a battle droid and a random Jedi, and then they
Yeah,
did the
yeah.
and I feel like they did a ton of the various background ones. So I understand what they were trying to do. I get Jedi are going to be a little more action oriented than a
Hmm.
separatist, or if it was like a new gunray in there or something. And truthfully, as we see a lot of times with tooling, all three of those characters probably share a lot of existing tooling for
Right.
future Jedi that they could do. You can make a Plo Koon or whomever with some of those parts. So I get why they did it, but I do agree it isn't everything shown, although great and although bigger, it is all, like you said, stuff we have
Yeah.
technically.
Um, do you think this campaign would have been more successful if the theme was not Battle of Geonosis, but say perhaps it was like Order 66 or something around Revenge of the
I,
Sith?
I really do. I was actually kind of thinking that because I get why they're doing Geonosis, as it's a more narrow, like, if we're looking at it like we look at Return to Tatooine, even though it was Return to Tatooine and you could say it was a lot broader, it was specifically Return to Tatooine in A New Hope. So focusing on one scene, they can really like build out that scene, as opposed to something a little like larger scale with Order 66. But I don't know. It does seem like Order 66 would give them a lot more paths they could go. You know, they could still do the gunship. They could, you could have something like a new Wookiee warrior figure. You could have Galactic Marines, which I know a lot of people have been asking for. I mean, there's so many clone variants just in episode 3 that are, very worthy of new figures, along with some of the same Jedi. So I honestly think that probably wouldn't have been a bad idea, even if it is a more like broader category and that doesn't fit what they're trying to do. I think that might not have been a bad idea.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it just seems to me like, I think we're seeing definitely like more nostalgia and more of an outpouring of love for the prequels in recent years.
Sure.
But even within that, it feels like there's specific beats that resonate more with people.
Yeah.
And Battle Geonosis is great. I think it's a great theme. But I feel like I don't really, that doesn't really come up in conversation, right? I hear more like Darth Maul, or I hear like Revenge of the Sith stuff. I mean, I think you could do something very similar to what they did with an Order 66 theme. If they like announce their pipelines, like the Black Series, they did for Black Series, the arrest of the Palpatine in the red outfit.
Yeah.
If you pipeline that for TVC, pipeline the Mace Windu, and then say, well, we're putting together Order 66. The stretch goals are Aegon Kolar, Stacey Tin, and Kit Fisto, who complete the arrest, right? That whole scene. So I feel like that could have potentially had more momentum behind the whole thing if they would have taken that.
Tie it all together there. Let's do some good ideas.
But as I always say, all we can really do is react to what actually is. And, looking at these numbers, it's a little bit dismal at this point. I mean, could it fund? Of course. But it's not tracking with previous HasLabs. And like we said earlier, there's other factors at play, right? Like there's economics, and there's stuff like going on in the world. That definitely will be a factor for some folks. But I think even if you take that away, just the number of backers here, when we look at other campaigns for Star Wars TVC, it's just it's very low.
I don't know if anyone in the comments knows if the Snowcat, what its numbers looked around this time, because I thought I remember reading that it was also kind of chugging along at the beginning.
That's true.
So I don't know, but it's I was, because we're not at, we have 25 days. It's not at 50%.
That's a good point, Stephen. Yeah, the Razor Crest also did have the escape pod and then the extra carbonite blocks. I wonder what kind of, what, you could do a stretch goal for this. Remember how the old gunship has, like, you could put the speeder in there?
Oh yeah, you could have, that would have been a great
stretch goal. Yeah, that would have been a cool stretch goal. Like you could get the speeder.
Different painted panels. Like I know they included ones, but like there's more.
Yeah, or even like a decal sheet, right? So you can like change the color if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I would do that because I'd be worried about it like causing harm. But yeah. Anyway, I mean, I hope for the best for this. I don't want to make a prediction one way or the other because I just don't know. But I'm definitely hoping for the best, keeping my fingers crossed, and I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, unfortunately, like I've said, the implications for the rest of the HasLabs that may come out in the future are kind of at stake. As is like the focus is in the future. Like we know that next year's theme, Battle Geonosis, like whatever they have planned for next year, prequel related or not, is already in the back. That's already happening. But beyond that, I think if if there's not enough interest shown in something like this, that it could have negative effects on
Or
prequel.
send the wrong message that like, oh, prequel stuff doesn't sell.
Yeah. And yeah. It doesn't really matter like why. It just, they're looking at things like this, right? So all right. Well, the Battle of Geonosis. Battle of Geonosis. One of the I guess more prominent parts of the prequels, right? One of the things that we think about the most because it's the start of the Clone Wars. You get to see all these cool Jedi in battle for the very first time. Like I remember like back in 2002, like it was very exciting to see all these Jedi with their lightsabers out, like in battle, because that's the kind of thing like you always dream about. But then we actually got to see it in the theater in Attack of the Clones, and it was really cool. It was really cool. So it's a big deal. Battle Geonosis is a very big deal. And that brings us to our next topic, the top 10 most needed figures for the Battle of Geonosis theme. There have been so many things made, as we've touched on in the past, for Attack of the Clones, for Battle of Geonosis. They made a whole arena playset back in 2002. They made several figures. Do you remember those Saga figures in the blue packaging that had like those swirly like force effects?
Yeah. Everybody was like a statue. Yeah.
You remember too? I was thinking about this, like how some of the figures had like a little cardboard like piece that came in the box.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like that was like interesting.
Mm-hmm. And then they kind of did towards the end of the Saga line, they did the environmental bases.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's right. Like, yeah. I really loved like that last little bit of that era, like the when they changed the packaging into like a darker blue, and then
there were some, crazy figures like Ifat Mon.
Yeah,
there's a ton of cool figures came out in that era.
Yeah, even Geonosis ones, like the ones with the bases, like Ayla Secura, that was their first version of her. Coleman Trevor got his figure back then.
Mm-hmm.
His first figure, and he was a big, like hulking, like he was a big figure.
Yeah.
And I think was it Luminar? Was it Luminar? No, it wasn't Luminar. Was it? They did a. It was Barasafi, I think, right? Who they did during that era, I want to say, who had like a big. She was like a statue, but she had like a really big like rock base.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that brings us to 2025. How many years do we say later? 23 years later. Yikes. And yeah, here we are. Battle Geonosis is the big theme of 2026, as we've been talking about. You and I put together a list of 10 figures that we feel are essential to Battle Geonosis.
Mm-hmm.
And you were kind enough to provide some mock-ups of what such figures could look like if Hasbro takes the plunge on them. So as we count down our list, we are going to show these so that everyone can see what our picks are. And we'll talk about why these are our selections. I guess we should start with number 10 and kind of go backwards.
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. Let me see here. Pull up the pictures. All right, and I'm going to consult our list so that I don't show anything out of sequence here.
I was going to say, I can pull it up too.
All right, let's see. So we have a few honorable mentions that we're going to discuss. I'm just scrolling up through our chat. All right, so there's one. My dog is growling because she hears something barking. All right, so let's start off with this honorable mention, I suppose. I'm just making sure because again, I don't want to show anything out of the sequence here. Easier said than done, or easier done than said. I don't know which way would be correct, but okay. I think this is one of our honorable mentions because I believe we have 3 of them.
We have or 4 if we count a certain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start off with this gentleman right here. Who is this? Pablo the Lesser.
Yeah.
I always thought that was such a weird name. Like is that a good thing that he's the lesser?
I think of these ones that I threw together at the bottom. I would say he maybe stands the best chance at potentially getting a new figure, especially, I don't know. He's a weird looking bug dude. I mean, gotta love him.
Yeah, but he's kind of like the person or the alien presiding over this entire arena, right?
So you would think,
yeah. How can you have Battle Geonosis and not have Poggle the Lesser? And I'm
right.
saying that thinking of like, how can you be on the council and not be a master? It doesn't make sense. Like you have to have Pablo the Lesser somehow. I mean, he's not the most exciting character. He like you're saying, he's not the flashiest person. Mm-hmm. He's basically a big alien termite, but they're like he is. I mean, he's kind of important to something like this.
Truthfully, compared to some other like territory, smaller background characters, he still is like, he's not a senator in a robe. Like he still has some like interesting elements to him. He's featured in the Clone Wars too. He would look great, with Dooku and the new Django also. So like there's figures he could interact with also. So
right.
He'd be fun.
Yeah. Hey, Lorena, how's it going? So another honorable mention. I think this guy's name is it Tix?
I don't think this will ever happen.
I mean, it could though, because you could just use Squid Head, right, and just give him a new robe, and there you go.
No, it would be Tessek, Squid Head, new robe. Technically retooled hands because the gloves in the prequels they had different hands. If you want to get really technical, and then the little collar piece, you could just have like a plastic overlay and done. But it would be an easy figure to make.
Yeah, very easy, and they like to go for easy sometimes. So
yeah,
low hanging fruit right there, Mr. Tix.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who is this priest-like gentleman here?
So there's been like a back and forth on who the heck this guy is. Way back whenever the old Legends canon, he was some other Nemoidian. I think it was like Gilmris Libkith or something to that degree. And then later it was said that it's just Rune Haka. He, for some reason, looks different and has a different voice for episodes.
Makes no sense.
He must have had a cold or something that day. I don't know. Dry air on Geonosis, I guess.
Yeah, makes.
But he would be really, really easy to make because the Dalty Dauphine figure from the original vintage collection, which I still, even though kind of a boring figure and I know notoriously peg warmed, I thought that figure was like really well made. I thought it was some of the best usages of like soft goods and like plastic overlays. So this guy, same thing, robe. You give him a new like collar overlay and a new hat, and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
So he would be very, again, this is more a, if they would want to flesh out some sort of battle pack or something. And he is the only character on that balcony scene that has not been made. You know, we even though they're dated, we do have a newt and we do have a poggle, but we do not have.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, I may have neglected to. All right, let me see. So I think we have one other one, right?
Yeah, a certain droid.
I'm trying to remember do we have an image of this one?
I thought I saw. Let me double check.
Oh yeah, we do. Sorry.
Okay.
We do indeed have an image of this this entity. I think I just did not I did not prep his image. Let me do that real quick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this guy looks great. He looks great. I mean, some of these are just like so like common sense. Like, I mean, they're just so obvious. Like I said earlier, like low hanging fruit. Like, why not? But anyway, let's go ahead and unshare this. And I'll pull up everyone's favorite protocol droid.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great. You could even do a swappable head with the battle droid head.
I know, right? Like that would be really cool. Because they did him. Was he in one of those 2-packs? I want to say that they did.
Yeah, he was in. I'm trying to remember. Or you know what? He was in a 2-pack because it was for Black Series, and it was kind of disappointing because it was a super battle droid and a battle droid with 3PO's head, but there was no alternate battle droid head. But yeah, we didn't actually get his body with battle droid head, to my knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a neat one. This is a neat one that would make a lot of sense for them to do. So yeah, those are our honorable mentions that should be released as part of the Battle Geonosis campaign. So I guess we're going to start now on our top 10 picks. So this one here, I don't think we have an image of this one, so I'm going to go ahead and Google an image. This is a pick that has been, I guess, done before, right? But this is our number 10 pick, but it has not been done in a long time. My Google is going slow. Come on, you can work. There we go. I think maybe sort of, kind of. Here, let's do this. Here, I'm just going to show this image. I don't think it shows all of them, but it kind of gets the point across. Our top 10 pick is officers for to lead our clones into battle. That's the clone trooper, lieutenant, the sergeant, the captain, and the commander. Do you remember those like army builder packs they used to do, like back during this era, like 2000, I think 2003 or so? Yeah, they had some of these, and then I think it wasn't until Entertainment Earth did a proper like 4-pack of them that they gave you all the officers at once. This is the top 10 pick. I mean, we have the clone trooper with the removable helmet. Maybe they'll do one with the fixed helmet, which probably would be a little bit better. But they need officers to lead them into battle. Like they've never really committed to giving us all of them at once since back during that exclusive 4-pack like in 2006. Yeah, they've just like, I think they did the lieutenant in TVC like originally. They did the sergeant in the Black Series 3 3/4, or Black Series 3 3/4, and I think it was missing. Was that the one that was missing the stripe, possibly?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean they're far and few between, and have been for a long time. So, I think for this one, you can let me know what you think. I feel like just doing a 4-pack with all of them in there.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Now, would you prefer them like carded on a 4-pack or just like a battle pack like they've done?
Yeah, I think just an army builder pack with the 4 figures would be sufficient. Yeah. I don't need them in cards.
I agree.
But yeah, clone tree. I mean, again, low hanging fruit, right? Easy. Maybe they'll do it.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they didn't.
All right, so that's going to take us to our number 9 pick. Let's see here. Our number 9 pick is going to be so this is a machine, I guess you could say. I mean, I don't know. But these guys right here. Come on, computer, cooperate. There we go. All right, battle droid.
Of course.
Now, I was talking the other day about the latest 4-pack of these battle droids, because they just recently did a 4-pack of the regular colored battle droids. There was one, I guess the commander in there, maybe. And they completely re-engineered the legs. It has brand new legs. Unfortunately, it has the same old arms and upper parts that it's such a weird figure. But I bought a set because I was willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. I said, hey, what if, I mean, if it's better, then, I generally tend to like think optimistically, like, okay, better is better. Maybe these will look nice on the shelf at least. Wrong, because they all fell. They all committed shelficide and fell all the way down to the ground. Yeah. Ugh. So yeah, and it wasn't just like one of them or two of them, like they all fell. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this. So I just grabbed them on, threw them in a box.
Yeah. And I get it. Some of it is difficult with the, structure of a battle droid, and especially in that scale. But also I think back to like some of the older battle droids that we had.
Yep.
When episode 2 came out, and I don't remember any of them having as many issues standing.
Right. I mean, I think especially the Phantom Menace, right? Like episode 1 line, like those battle droids were really sturdy.
Yeah. And I know they were a little beefier than the model itself, but yeah, they were really great figures. I think for me, the biggest thing with the newer battle droids is that they can't do the iconic pose like in that image where they're holding the blasters together.
I know that's like a huge Yeah, it's not even an oversight, or it's not even. It's just pretty bad that they can't do that.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
like,
I'd even take a semi like pre-posed, I mean, still articulated arm where it's like in that pose over just static arms.
yeah. Or how about this? How about an interchangeable arm that like just plugs in?
Oh yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. So I don't know what it is about battle droids, but I do know that there have been better ones done in previous decades. So yeah.
Roger, Roger.
All right. Well, I think we should move on to our first Jedi pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what number are we on? We are on number 8 in our top 10 picks.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be our good friend. I mean, I don't know if he's a good friend, but that is going to be Mr. Plo Koon. Good old Plo Koon. Why should Plo Koon be released as part of Battle Geonosis?
I feel he is, without a doubt, probably one of the more popular, more iconic of the Jedi Council members. I also see there's a lot of potential to utilize some of the more modern articulation for some of the Jedi figures they've made, especially a lot of the Acolyte line. Like a lot of those figures had some, like the Jedi figures had some pretty fantastic articulation that I could see be retooled into some of these newer prequel Jedi. But yeah, I think he's super iconic. What our last Plo Koon, I think, was Legacy Collection. He had like the removable face mask. I believe that was the last one. Not a terrible figure. But yeah, and then before that would have been Revenge of the Sith, I think.
Right. Like, yeah, the Legacy one is actually pretty nice. Like, he has a gauntlet that has the 2 lightsaber blades. But the goggles always fall out.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, super annoying. Super annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So probably if they redo him, he's not gonna. I would assume he's probably not gonna have the goggles again. But probably not even the saber gauntlet. I can't imagine. But
probably not.
It could be compatible though. I wonder if you could plug it into on a hypothetical new figure. Maybe. I mean, why does he even have a double saber gauntlet? Like, that's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a weird. I think it was him and Kaidai. It was weird. Like they were looking for, I think it was concept art for Revenge of the Sith, like to show like passage of time with the Jedi during the Clone Wars, and they were like, Kaidai had like an eye patch. She looked like a pirate, and
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for Jedi figures and redoing Jedi figures that we've had in the past, but like some of these have just not been done in a really long time.
Yeah.
Really long time. And well, they need to do them obviously because it's been a long time. This one, our next one, number 7, this is very low-hanging fruit. And this is kind of, it's one they attempted maybe a couple years back by resurrecting an older figure, and the results I think were fairly disastrous because it's not it's pretty bad. But that is good old Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, you can't have the Battle of Geonosis without Obi-Wan, right? I mean, he's kind of the whole reason there was a battle on Geonosis. He tracked Jango Fett there, and he called the Jedi, and they came over, right? So, yeah, I mean, right here in this mock-up, like this looks fantastic. Like I would want I would love for any new Obi-Wan from this film to look like this.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's the main character. So it's kind of funny that we even have to put like main characters on the list.
Right.
But oh well. We're gonna go back into for our number 6 pick. We're wading into I guess this is territory we've kind of already sort of covered, but not really. So this is a really cool image. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up here. I'll take a look. But this one is going to be no. This one is. I don't think this one has a name. He's just a generic. It's just a generic Geonosian warrior, correct?
Correct. And this is a figure, at least for the mock-up, that is, because the last few times we've gotten a Geonosis, it's been a named one. What is his name? Sun. I don't remember his name, but that's the one we've received before, and he kind of has like a distinct scar, and he has like the blue armor. He has like a little more to his torso piece. And really, for this mock-up, and if Hasbro wanted to save some tooling dollars, it would just be a new torso and a new head, slap on the old arms and legs, and it would be fine. Now, of course, I'd prefer a brand new sculpt, but it would be, again, I feel like for a character like that, I could see that get packed with, kind of like what they did with the Tusken Raider, where, it takes an older figure and has given them updated articulation in the legs and stuff like that. But he would be a really cool figure to pack with one of the beasts from the arena. I could really see that happen.
Yeah, that would be a cool way to do him. And this is one you'd probably want to get several of. I mean, assuming the gunship backs, right? Especially,
yeah,
like, you'd want to have a bunch of these.
That's fair.
On hand. All right, so we're moving into our top 5, and this here, another droid. Lo and behold, super battle droid.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know about you, but truthfully, I never really loved the last super battle droid we got on the vintage collection card back then. And even before that, seeing the Black Series figure, which that's what that image is. But the one we have is not as close to the actual model as it appears on screen. Like there's some little differences in the head and like where the little light is on its chest, but I really think a new version of that makes a lot of sense.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that last one was it kind of based on some of the previous super battle droids?
I feel like it was. It was based on previous ones. You know what? I believe it was in the 30th anniversary collection. And even that, I think the torso was an older sculpt and they gave it the articulated arms and legs. And then for the vintage collection, it was like a subtle repaint of that same figure, if I remember correctly. Because I think the one in the 30th, it came with like the flame effects, and they released that R2 that could like interact with it.
Yeah, this needs to be done. I mean, it's such a, they make their first appearance in the Battle Geonosis. I mean, you absolutely, when they're accompanying Dooku, like, so I mean, you absolutely need to have them, and I hope that they're a little more sizable, a little more girthy than those previous versions were, because I feel like the older ones were always a little too small.
and also have them articulated so they can do like their kind of like signature pose where they have like the wrist out or they have it on guard, because the current figure really can't do that.
Right. You remember the Saga one from 2002, how it had like a snap-on like chest armor piece so you could have like battle damage?
No, that was cool. I do remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I doubt they would ever do that again, but I mean that's an easy way to add a little diversity to your displays.
And there's repaint potential, because you could release it for The Mandalorian or for you know, plenty of other things from various video games or Clone Wars, you know.
Oh yeah, if they could repaint it for the Mandalorian line, they probably will.
I'm sure.
All right, so here is our number 4 pick. Again, it's kind of funny to be talking about main characters here, but here we are. Padme Amidala.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have this scene without this character. Like, there's no way you cannot have this scene without her. And then there's multiple ways they can do it, right? Because, you know, when she first appears on Geonosis, she's wearing this outfit here in this photo. But then when you see her before the execution scene, like, you know, she doesn't have the cape anymore. And then, of course, the next suit gets her. So she has a battle damage version of this outfit. So, yeah, I mean, there's they can mix it up, and
that would be great.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the little spoiler image sketch posted online by Steve Evans regarding the Battle of Geonosis, because there's a very prominent figure near the front that, I don't know, looks a lot like Padme to me.
Yeah, we'll pull that up in a bit and take a look at that. But yeah, so that's Padme. Let's move on to our number 3 in our top 10 list. The one and only Shakti.
Right. One of my favorite Jedi designs.
Yeah, she's really cool. I did pick up the Black Series figure, not gonna lie. And
it looks great.
She's really nice. She's really, really nice. I mean, if they just took that and just made her smaller, like, perfect. Do that. Do that. You know, and another one that they've not revisited in many, many years.
Yeah. Was the last one. When was the last time she was released in this outfit? I
want to say Revenge of the Sith. No.
So. There might have been like one of them, like a 2-pack. I think it was like a subtle repaint, or they might have retooled the arms to give her a little more articulation. I feel like it was like a subtle improvement, but like not major.
Yes. And I feel like that one didn't have the ice painted or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And her skin was kind of like pastel.
Yeah, we can't have that.
Yeah.
2 more in the top 10 list. And we're going to continue the trend here with the type of characters we're discussing, because Jedi Master Mace Windu is in dire need of an update.
I hate the legs on the old one.
Right. And I mean, just everything about that last one is just awful. I mean, at this point in time, right? I mean, like he's got that really big lightsaber hilt that, you know, it's just, and the likeness is not great. And they tried doing him with photoreal a few years back, but it just, it didn't work. Like, he needs a whole new figure.
I agree.
I mean, yeah, like those last ones are just not good. Not good. And again, we're talking about something that has the reuse potential, right? You could do a Revenge of the Sith or a Phantom Menace release. A Revenge of the Sith, he sees a lot of action there.
Mm-hmm.
If they ever get around to doing the red outfitted Palpatine, then I mean you're going to need something like this, and you're not going to want to have that previous version with the photo reel on on such a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, does that take us to number 1?
I believe so. Yeah.
All right. Well, so this is going to be our top overall pick. Top 10 figures that need to be made available in Battle Geonosis theme. And that is going to be the much requested and certainly very much needed. You say the name because I don't know if I'm saying his name right.
I always thought it was Kai Adai Mundi, but I could be wrong.
I've always said Kiedi Mundi, but I have no idea.
They
never say it on screen. They never mention it, not in the movies anyway.
Conehead.
Right. I think in the Tartakovsky series they might call him Kai. I think they said Kai.
Yeah, that's. I think that's where I got that from.
Yeah, so that would make sense. But yes, so I mean, I think the last time we got a proper one of these was in the 30th anniversary collection. I want to say, or in a battle pack maybe for that.
The last sculpt was the Revenge of the Sith, and then after that, if he may have been re-released, the same figure. And then I think after that, it was the Legacy one where it was that like expanded universe outfit.
Right.
So it's been a long while.
It's been 20 years since this figure has been visited. So think about that. Like the span from then to now is longer than the span from the vintage line to the Power of the Force too. That's how long it's been since this figure has gone revisited. And there's certain Jedi that like need to be updated. Like there's some that I can overlook. Like if they never got around to updating certain ones, like I don't want to. I mean, I almost don't want to say names because I don't want to. I don't want to say that I don't want them, but there are certain ones that I have in mind that like if they never updated them, it's like would not be the end of the world. But I cannot see TVC ending and not getting an update to this one.
I agree.
I like how I love how the pronunciations are coming out in the chat.
See that we got multiple opinions here.
Yeah, and I mean they're all valid. I mean because we don't really know. I'm curious what the chat thinks is their overall number 1 pick though. Like what everybody thinks is like their
if there
more
was
than anything else, like one figure that needs updating. So just to recap, our honorable mentions were fake Rune Hako, Pablo the Lesser, Tix, who's the Quarren separatist. Then we get into our top 10. Number 10 is sorry, and C-3PO. Can't forget him. And then our top 10. Number 10 is Clone Trooper Officers. Number 9 is Battle Droid, all new. Like, emphasis on all new. Number 8, Plo Koon. Number 7, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Number 6, Geonosian Warrior. Number 5, Super Battle Droid. Number 4, Padme Amidala. Number 3, Shakti. Number 2, Mace Windu. And number 1, however you want to say it, Kiedi Mundi, Kaya Adi Mundi, whatever. So those are our top 10, y'all. Those are our top 10.
And I think all of those figures, minus some of our ones at the very bottom, I think have a very, very good, solid chance at being made. Like I feel like they're all iconic enough or leading characters or a
Mhm.
troop or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Somebody said Gator, and I know what they're referencing. There's a weird senator in the like when Dooku's first at the, or are they talking about the Geonosis warrior, the weird hippo gator thing? What is that called? Like an Uray, I think it's called.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
Little cart, yeah.
Yeah. Lorena says Padme, post creature attack, Poggle a second. Jason says Padawan Anakin, which maybe that should be an honorable mention too, because I mean we have a decent one.
Yeah.
But having seen like the new Anakin right from the 3-pack,
right.
I feel like they could do it a lot better now. Brent says Arena Padme with battle scars, my number one. Charlie says arena creatures. So they did do they did the Accolade, they did the Ronto, and they did the Nexu. I mean they're definitely not 2025 TVC standards.
Yeah.
But they did do them at some point. I don't think they were the biggest sellers. The Accolade actually goes for pretty decent like money on eBay, I believe.
I remember that was the one that stood out probably the best of the three quality ones.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, you guys, those are our top 10 for Battle of Geonosis. I do want to highlight something, not concerning the Battle of Geonosis, but something that was sent to me earlier. So let me just take a moment to pull this up. All right, and this comes from one of our friends here in the chat, one of our Cantinians. And there's a few images. I'm gonna go with one of them because it shows like it's a pretty good comparison with an additional next to another figure. So I do want to say thank you to our friend Jason, who I believe is still here in the chat with us, for sending this picture to me. He had mentioned it during last week's social hour, and he sent me some images earlier this evening. But he customized his Dedra Mera figure so that she no longer has the really crazy legs that she had before.
Oh, that looks fantastic.
It does. And from what his message says, he used from the Acolyte, he used what's her name? Gosh. Not I should know their. How can I not? Why can I not think of their names? The twins. May. He used May's legs.
May's legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says he used May's legs for the upper legs. And then for the lower legs, he used the legs that Dedra came with. And he used Hera's feet. And then he 3D printed some snap-on what do you call those leg pieces, like jodhpurs?
Jodhpurs, yeah.
Yeah, those for the thighs.
That looks so good.
Yeah, so he made this custom Dedra Miro, which I think looks way like so much better than the the way she looked out of the packaging. Because she was not
very proportional.
Not at all. Right. Here, I'm going to share one more image. because I think this one's a really nice demonstration here of the potential that the figure had before they completely botched it, unfortunately. And they did get the message in my Q&A with them at San Diego Comic-Con. They were like, yeah, we got that loud and clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's another image of his custom. So yeah, she looks
fantastic.
Really good. Yeah, superb. Superb. So yeah, I may need to commission one of these from Jason. Like, because I mean that looks like just top notch. Top notch for sure. Well, we have been going for an hour and 45, so I guess that takes us to our final segment.
Ooh.
Time flies when you are having a good time. And that final segment, of course, is going to be things that we've added to our collection, and that is new acquisitions.
Good. New acquisitions.
All right. Emma, is there anything brand new that you've added to your collection?
I feel bad. I feel like I haven't bought too much in this most recent month. But since my last time on the show, I could show something I have, which is,
yeah,
you can see it in the back. Let me move my camera up. The Star Speeder 3000, which I know is not new, but it's something that I have been searching for a while. And it's, I mean, you have it too, Victoria. I mean, it's fantastic, right?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things.
Same, absolutely. I have so much nostalgia tied to that original ride. So it's just, you know, I would say of anything I have in my collection, it's probably the one thing I get the most like excitement out of people when I show it to them.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's just like that early marriage of Star Wars and Disney like was such a cool thing. Obviously it's like far more extensive now. But back then, like, you know, it was like it, you know, they didn't attempt to like do like a whole, like, I mean, obviously they didn't own Disney or own Star Wars at the time, but like it was like a really nice like amount of like the two together. So yeah, I agree. It's a fantastic vehicle. I just love looking at it. It's like certain things in your collection, I feel like we buy out of just compulsion sometimes.
Yeah.
But like that thing, I do look at it and genuinely feel like joy.
Mm-hmm. Same. Yeah, I get the same feeling as when I look at the barge.
Yep, that too. All right. So for myself, I had to throw a bunch of images up because sometimes what I've tried to do in the past is just kind of like show them, like hold them up, but I don't feel like that works too well. So what I did in advance is I just got a bunch of photos together, and I'm just going to share those this time. So my acquisitions this week, and of course, my friends, let us know in the chat what you've added to your collections as of late, because we will definitely showcase them. So I showed some of the Hot Toys earlier, that during our Hot Toys Bonanza unboxing portion. For me, I made a little trip to Disneyland last week. I did like I got there like around like 3 o'clock, and I stayed till like almost closing. Just did like a late day at the parks. Got to see the new Walt Disney animatronic, which was interesting.
How was it in person?
You know, honestly, it's better in person.
Okay.
When it's not zoomed in with like a zoom lens, like it looks better.
That is one thing with animatronics. I think sometimes people forget they are a little more exaggerated. They are meant to be seen from
a distance. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, from a distance. It definitely looks better in person, and you know, it did give me the feels because, you know, Walt Disney is like a personal hero of mine. So it did kind of give me the feels like hearing his voice and, you know, seeing the show and the whole like lead up to that moment where he comes out. But yeah, so I this is what I got. And I was very happy because I hadn't really been following like Galaxy's Edge like merchandise too much like recently. And I was blocked out of the parks for like the last 2 months. My Magic Key was blocked out. So it was my first time visiting in a couple of months. But I went over to the Droid Depot, which is one of the stores at Galaxy's Edge. And they had the brand new glow in the dark R series accessory channels. Yeah, so they're Halloween themed. I guess they have spider webs in space. Maybe it's a Gorman spider. Right?
Cool.
That's what I'm with. Yeah, and what I liked about it is it just I like the gradient on the parts. Like there's like a purple, but then it goes to like a almost like a magenta sort of color. And I felt like I could use some of those like on my own droids, like kind of because I've been trying to do this for a long time, but I keep changing my mind on what parts to use. But I'm trying to create like a something of a little co-host, like one of my droids, but I'm trying to make it look like have the vibe of my branding and channel.
I like that.
Yeah, so I feel like some of these parts might work. I also got the Halloween R2 Boo 25. That's their new droid for 2025 for Halloween.
Good.
It's a nice one. I don't think I've missed any of these Halloween droids since they started doing them. So we expect that every year. There's also a Christmas one every year. This year there was an Easter one. I got this little Princess Leia pin. I don't normally buy pins, but I thought it was really cool. I thought it's the kind of thing I could put on my like lanyard that I wear at work every day. And then this has been discussed quite a bit online. There's been a lot of chatter about this in the Droid Factory Probe Mate Hyperspace Pod with Imperial Droid. I don't know. Probe Mate. I hadn't read the name of it until just now. I was like, okay, Probe Mate. Okay.
I'm really curious to see how much the Probe Droid compares to some of the other ones that have been released. It looks cool.
It looks cool. I think somebody said that this was from the Obi-Wan Kenobi 4-pack series, the 4-pack.
Okay. All right. Then I have it.
Yeah, so a little small, but
smaller. Yeah.
It having the pod like obviously like the pod is kind of the highlight, I think.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I'll definitely put that on the shelf, my Imperial Forces. And then I got just a regular, just a lone droid dome that they were kind enough to sell me just by itself. So I paid $20 and they gave me that dome. I also got another pin. So Haunted Mansion, of course, is my favorite thing at Disney. And I don't usually buy pins, but this time I did buy those, the Princess Leia pin, and then I bought this Hatbox Ghost pin. I also got this Haunted Mansion clock.
Oh, I need that.
Yeah, it's
cool.
It is. So it's an ornament. I guess like a little Christmas tree ornament or something. But
I need that.
Yeah, so I picked that up because I had a specific use for it in mind. I guess I should show that here pretty soon. But so I got that, and then the other thing that I picked up there was this new figurine set that has various characters from the Haunted Mansion.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun one to pick up because so I have a little diorama on one of my shelves, a little Haunted Mansion diorama, using different things that have been released over the years by either Disney or like Funko did, like some of the reaction characters. So I have a little diorama, and I thought, hey, some of these are going to work. to kind of mix into that diorama. So I didn't use all the figurines, but I did use some pieces, and I used the clock. That's the reason I bought the clock, is I just thought it was going to be like around like 3 3/4 inch scale.
Mm-hmm.
So let me show you what that looks like. This is the little diorama that I have set up for Haunted Mansion. All right, let me try that again. It's not coming up, is it?
No.
All right, I'll try it one more time. Yeah, that's odd. For some reason, that one is not. That one is not coming up. Anyway, I'll send that to you later, so you can see it. But it is a really fun little like moment.
Yeah, no,
that I put together. So anyway, let's see here. So I think that's all I have for myself for this week. It was mostly that visit to the parks where, you know, I picked up those few things. But I'm going to go to the chat and I'm going to see what everyone else has been adding to their collections.
Looks like some cool things.
So let's go over here. And take a peek. Oh, finally it showed up.
Oh my gosh.
How weird that it was.
Pirates too. That looks great.
How weird that it was so delayed.
Yeah. No, I have those
Thanks, yeah.
Funko figures of the hitchhikers up front. They're so cool.
Yeah, those are fun. Those are the Funko figures. I guess they don't make them anymore. Like they stopped making Disney altogether, so they're not going to continue the line. Unfortunately, I was hoping they would do more.
I know.
But yeah. So anyhow, and then that was one of the 7-inch Pirates of the Caribbean. That's a whole other scene over there with those figures from like 2006 or something. Okay. So let's see here. All right, so it looks like Peak Obi-Wan says, I got the IG-12 Deluxe figure on Amazon discount. Slow week. Nice. Was it a good discount? I may need to look that up because I still don't have a carded sample of that one. Just because Amazon Entertainment Earth never shipped it for some reason. Let's see. Brad says.
What's on the shelf?
Finally secured my clone turbo tank. That's really cool. Congrats on the turbo tank, Brad. Like that's a really good acquisition.
Oh no. Did we lose? Maybe I'm bad luck. Like you lost connection last time, Victoria. I can answer Peak Obi-Wan. What is on the shelf above the palace? So these are nothing Hasbro, but they're actually the NECA Universal monsters in the black and white collection. The Bride, absolutely love this line. I have them in the color versions too, but I really like how the I don't know, the black and white ones on the shelf look just fantastic. Probably one of my favorite lines in that scale. I know, right? No pressure at all. So, yeah, Dracula, Wolfman, definitely. I mean, the Bela Lugosi sculpt is fantastic. I really hope they do a. I have the Invisible Man, but I really want one in the black and white, which I'm shocked they haven't done yet. I'm going to go through some of these other. I had seen somebody up top was talking about 3D printing Lars Garage, which sounded really, really cool. Let's see. Where was that? So that was July through Nov. 3D printing a TVC Lars Garage in color. So 34% done, 3.5 day print. So it's going to be a long print, but I'm sure that's going to look so cool. Oh, I think Victoria might be back. What do we all think? Is Victoria back? No, I agree. The black and white monsters just look fantastic. I agree on the Gilman. I think I love the color one and it's so iridescent, but I feel like it's a little too dark. I think the black and white looks a lot more like it. I have seen those 1/6 scale figures of the Universal monsters. The Phantom looks fantastic. They're very, very tempting. Oh, she's loading. What else do we have? So yeah, hey, you know, I took the reins here. So what are some other questions on collecting or anything that you guys have? Favorite sequel to the original Universal monsters, definitely Bride of Frankenstein, hands down. Hey, Victoria, you're back.
I was just gonna let you keep going. You were doing such
no worries. Glad to have you back.
Excellent work. Thank you for taking over.
No worries.
I was in the world between worlds, but I'm good.
I think I'm just bad luck. That happened last time I was on.
No, it happens from time to time. It hasn't happened on a Thursday. I'm actually kind of surprised, but I know they were installing like the fiber optic internet cable or whatever. So that could be part of it. But also, my house is haunted, and that, you know, we do get weird things here sometimes.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So you're doing a good job reading through the acquisitions. I think the last one that I saw was the turbo tank mentioned.
I've seen Alien Earth yet, no, but I really want to because I love the person behind it.
Yeah, I haven't watched that either.
It looks really good. I've heard very good things.
Let's see. I don't want to miss any acquisitions. I'm just going to jump back a little bit and Lorena says, nothing has been coming for me lately. I'm hoping to do a Dark Disciple photo shoot soon, but still planning my scenes. Nice. Dodgen says, well, I didn't find anything at my stomping grounds last Saturday, but a trip over to Ross, I snagged an Isla Sorna expedition pack for $10.99. Cool. Brent got Carson Tiva. I like him a lot more than I thought I would. Adam didn't get anything this week. Allison says, same. No new items on their end for the foreseeable future. Mary says, I got Hot Toys Batman v Superman 2.0 and the art figure 1/6 Edward Scissorhands. That is awesome. I really want to see that.
I want that.
Charlie says, got Hot Toys, Kit Fisto, and Dark Empire, Luke Skywalker, 3-0, Robotech, Roy, I don't know the name, Fulker, VF1S. Sounds awesome, but I'm not sure exactly what that is. One of those things. I need to see it. Scott9 says, I got the Micro Galaxy T6 shuttle. Cool. Lorena says, not a collection, but Victoria related. I finally watched Batman and Batman Returns. I love them. Batman Returns is peak. Michelle Pfeiffer was next level in that. Meow. Wow, you hadn't seen either of those?
Oh my gosh.
That's yeah, those, yeah. I'm glad you have. Better late than never, right? Like those are both, yeah, those are phenomenal. I love. Oh, they're coming back to theaters. They're coming back to Dolby at the end of this month. So I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I may have to yeah, because I have to work I get up at 5 o'clock for work, so I don't know how I'm gonna do that one. Because it's back to back on Monday night of all days. So I don't know how I'm gonna swing that, but I've got tickets. I got to do it, right? I haven't seen them in the theaters in 30 some years, right? So got to do it. But I did see them in the theater when I was a kid. TJ says, this week I had 5 TVC Phase 1 Clone Troopers and a Battlefront Red ARC Trooper delivered, getting ready for when the LAAT funds. Jason says, I am 3D printing the TVC Lars Garage in color. It's a 3.5 day print. It's only 34% done, which won't be done till Saturday evening. That's wild.
That'd be awesome.
Sounds awesome, though. Charlie says, I'm not a big Disney Park fan, but this Haunted Mansion collection looks fabulous. I can tell you it is fabulous. Jason says, got a second TVC Ventress to make a skirtless version. As that is how she fights Obi-Wan when she debuted in the Clone Wars movie.
That's right. She doesn't do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't remember her first appearance in I'm trying to think of the Tartakovsky, because I know she comes out then and she's kind of aggressive, with Dooku, right? She's like, I'm a Sith or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then he shocks her with lightning. Let's see. Charlie says, Victoria Little Birdie told me that a smaller company is going to be put out quality 1/6 Wicked figures in 2026. Interesting. Just make sure I don't miss anything. I think I may have gotten everything. So possibly. Some of the comments from when I disappeared into hyperspace. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, here's one. Mando Michi says, picked up a vintage Kenner Sandcrawler, Legacy AT-AT, a vintage Falcon, and an original Star Wars vinyl case full of Kenner figures, all from a marketplace find. Huge score. Congrats. That's a good vintage goodness in that one. Lots of vintage goodness in that one for sure. All right. Well, I think those are all of the new acquisitions. As far as I can see. There is, I think I forgot to show one photo. I don't even know if I shared it previously or not. I may not have, but I do want to at least mention because it's actually cooler than I thought. Emma, did you hear that there is a Hello Kitty Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collaboration at McDonald's?
No, how did I miss this? Okay, I gotta say that.
Yeah. So I went yesterday. I grabbed a Happy Meal because Happy Meal. I still buy those. And I was kind of into lately, like they did the Little McDonald's like theme, and some of those are a lot of fun. But I think the TMNT started earlier this week, so I wanted to try and. I had a specific one in mind I wanted to get, but I got a different one, which I'm fine with. So this is what that looks like.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I think its name is Cinema Roll or something. Yeah, it's actually a pretty cute little figure.
That's adorable.
And it feels very solid too. Like it feels like a kind of like a Funko Pop. Like it feels like pretty durable vinyl. So I may need to eBay the set. I don't know. I mean, I shouldn't do that, but I kind of want to. Kind of want to eBay the set. Well, I guess that is all I have. It's been a blast. Emma, I want to thank you so much for coming on, hanging out,
Thanks
talking
for
about Geonosis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for next week, we're kind of going to continue a little bit of the conversation regarding what's going on with Battle Geonosis and HasLab, because I have the Imperial KK returning to the Cantina. We're going to check in on the HasLab, of course, see how that's doing. We're going to talk about any updates from Hot Toys and 6 Scale. And then we're going to continue Battle Geonosis, focusing on army building extravaganza. If any of you guys follow Anthony, then you know he's like the biggest army builder like there is. And we're going to focus on army builders that have been made previously from Hasbro for Battle Geonosis, as well as potential new army builders that can be revisited and made for Battle Geonosis. So that'll be next week. And we will be on at regular time next week, next Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time once again. So I hope you will join us for that. And yeah. Oh, one other thing. In Art Collectibles, charged my final payment. They're shipping me my 1/6 scale Michael Jackson figures. I'm really excited for that.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. I've been waiting and seeing other people getting it. I'm like, when am I going to get mine? But finally, I'm getting it soon.
Awesome.
But yes, Emma, thank you again. Really appreciate you coming on. It's been a blast. And you're a great guest. And our friends here in the chat, Cantinians, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are a blast. You are what make this show. So thank you for hanging out, of course. And if you're just catching this at the end of the show, then I do encourage you to check out the replay. You can just skip over the parts where I was in the world between worlds. Actually, don't skip over the parts because Emma did such a good job taking over.
Monsters.
But
Emma's Monster Hour.
I like it. You might have to start that.
There we go.
Nice. So thank you all. Be well, be safe. May the force be with you. We will see you very, very soon. Be kind, be safe, spread positive energy, and of course, we will catch you in next week's episode of Cantina Social Hour. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.